Welcome back to an... Hold on. Restart.
I'm leaving this in there.
Why?
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of the UBOF podcast. Presented by no one.
I'm Julissa.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Abraham.
AB Hamon. Oh, Lisa.
We did not have to broadcast that right
Did
now.
you say ho, Lisa?
That's,
Oh, Lisa.
Like she a ho, Lisa?
No, Joshua calls her Ho Lisa.
he does. Wait, can we actually talk about our nicknames? Like, we've already literally talked about all your nicknames.
Oh.
Remember, we were like AB,
Curly Fry.
Oh, yeah.
Billy,
Billy.
Abraham Lincoln.
No one calls me that.
Probably should.
Pedro.
Oh, that's
That's
his
literally my name.
legal name.
That's my government. I was going to say my government name.
Oh my God. What about Vicky's? Vicky, Victoria.
Vicky.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Ew.
That's so sad.
No.
Oh, no one called that.
Hoochie Mama.
Vix. Stop it. That was one person.
It was sad.
We don't.
And it didn't stick, which is a good
That
thing.
hurt. That one hurt.
Didn't someone call you a hoe one time?
I
And you
don't
started
know.
crying?
Hoochie Mama.
No, they call me Hoochie Mama.
Oh.
And I started
Isn't that the same
crying.
thing?
That's why she started crying. She was so offended.
I mean, I would too.
And then Vix. I know they call you Vix.
Vic Baru.
Victoria.
Victoria.
What do I call you?
Kiki?
Kiki.
Where does that come from?
And Keeks.
I don't know.
My tia. My tia Betty.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but why?
Oh,
Like,
like
that's so
what,
far
why
off.
did it originate? I don't know.
I don't know. She just looks like a Kiki when she was little.
It's so funny. So you know how my Topacios... Wait.
She said it's funny.
Topacios, like one of her nicknames is Pacho. Mm-hmm. And so one time Azaria woke up and I can't hear myself in the headphones. I don't know if that's normal. But one time
better?
Azaria woke yes, it's better.
And I'm really
bad.
loud.
I can hear it now. One time, okay, Azaria woke up one day and she went to my sister's room and started banging on the door and like, Basho! And Topacio got so mad. She got up. She's like, who taught her that? Who taught her to say?
Who taught her?
I don't know. I guess she just hears people. Nobody was like, go call your mom Pacho.
I feel
I
like
think she just
maybe
heard
she
her.
just, or maybe she learned it because
She heard
Pacho
someone
is
else
the
say
easy-
it.
or just because like if she hears Topacio and the closest thing that a kid could say is Pacho,
But my sister was offended because she was like, I'm her mom. She should be calling me mom.
bruh.
Do you guys care if your kid calls you by name?
I guess you can ask me when I have a kid.
Yeah, I think I will. I will want
I'm
them
gonna
to
be
call
like,
me
that's
mom.
fine. That's my name.
I don't know. Maybe it's because you're
not if
going
it's
to be a dad.
disrespectful. Like, if they're like, hey, Abraham, can you help me with this? Like, yeah, sure, buddy.
He would find it weird. He'd be like, okay.
For real.
I don't know. I think that I feel like I
That's
wouldn't
kind
care.
of scary.
What?
Like,
Your little kid's eating blueberries. Abraham, can you get me more blueberries?
no, what the deep boys.
I think I would care.
Randy wouldn't care. See? Heck yeah. And Mario would too.
I guess. It's
Well,
kind of
we'll
weird.
we'll find out when we have kids.
Randy's
Do you
like,
guys say ama or apa?
no.
Like with the name?
I say ba.
Just
Or-
pa?
I say
Yeah.
dad or daddy or mom
Oh, you
or
said it in
mommy.
English?
Me too. I
I know.
just say
I
daddy,
say ma.
daddy and papi and pa.
Ama.
It just sounds so Mexican.
That's
Ama.
just like, I know. I call my grandma from my mom's side ama because that's what all of my cousins call her. I've always called her mama nena because that's what we call her too.
That's weird.
I know, right? Because one is
Oh,
mami nena and one is
Oh.
mama nena. And so I call her mama nena, but everyone calls her ama. So when I text her, I
Yeah.
call her ama. But in person, I call her mami nena.
Oh.
Mama nena, I mean. Dang,
What's
I'm
her name?
confused. Wait, no. No, I just got a really big brain fart.
Wait, I feel like it feels illegal to know your grandparents' name.
It's illegal.
Like, I don't know my grandparents. I know one of them.
My grandparents?
No, or mine.
Maria Elena is my
And
my
I
grandparents.
guess
a pretty
that makes
name.
sense. That is a pretty name.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I actually don't know my grandma's name from my dad's side.
You see? And
I'll just call her abuelita.
what about the other one, the cookie one?
I don't know either. I just call her abuelita.
What's my abuelita, who may she rest in peace, his name?
Angelus.
Yeah, I was like, wait. No.
Maria Angelus.
Maria Chaire. Oh, Maria Angelus. You're right.
Or maybe, no, I know she's Chaires. I don't know how it works though.
Me neither.
And then el hermano delgadillo is Gustavo.
It is.
He's so cute. We love you.
He's not listening to this. But in spirit. I just got some of the photos back that I took with people at the wedding. Did I send it to you?
No.
Well, I will. And I have a photo that we took with him, and I'm going to mail it to him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to print it out and mail it to him. I haven't called him.
That's so cute. You should call him. He's so cute.
He is really cute.
He's like a bear.
He is.
Like a bear.
He was in hibernation for like the first 22 years of my life, though. More like 24 years of my life. Of
Yeah,
our
he's
lives.
so different now. He's so different.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh.
What are you doing, Abraham?
It's not working.
Um.
I don't know why I stopped, but I'm gonna just keep going. It was working in the beginning, so you'll be able to sync it.
Okay, that's fine. So, what are my nicknames, if you guys know?
Isa.
I was going to say that.
That's the only one I know.
I was going to say that.
Isa, I know.
Julie. Damn.
Do not. Dude, I remember there was a
don't tell me
time. There was a time where she tried calling me Julie to like flip it over because she wanted to be Julissa because she was there first. First of all, I was there first. She was just born first. But I was there first. And then she was like, she started calling me Julie. And I was like, no, that's not how this works. It doesn't. Do I look like a Julie? No. I am Julissa, and that's it. And people are lucky that they get to call me Julissa because I like Julissa. Well, actually, I don't mind Julissa. You know what I don't like? People that call me Julissa.
You with the
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Julissa.
All Latinos call me Julissa. And at this point, I gave up.
Who
Because
calls you that,
Why?
though?
It's not a why.
Because even Randy's family pronounced the J.
Maybe that's just how they pronounce it.
Yeah, that's how they pronounce it. So the only person in Randy's life that calls me by my name is Randy and Nicolas. Nicolas is the only one that respects the pronunciation of my name.
That's
Have you
crazy.
corrected them though?
No.
It's like Julissa.
But Randy
Oh,
knows.
that's weird though because, well, not weird, but I was just telling Mario how I have a client. I always introduce myself by Victoria, and I have a client who just calls me Vicky. And I'm like, I've never shared that. And she's just like, Buenos dias, Vicky, in our emails when she gets there. And I'm like, when?
She's Mexican?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
But that's the only Mexican client that I have who does that. Like all the other ones do, they just call me Victoria. Because that's how I introduce myself. I'm like, Victoria.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
How does that make you feel?
Mario thinks that maybe she might know who I am indirectly. And so that's why she might feel like it's comfortable to call me Vicky. But I was like, I've never seen this person in my life. So
That's how I feel about a lot of people. And then eventually they're like, Julissa. I'm like, hey, you. Yeah.
that's funny.
I don't know. Okay, so I have a cousin that calls me Juju.
Oh,
Yeah. And then,
Juju.
which is so, and then
that's cute. I like
other
that.
than our two cousins that call me that, no, actually there's just one. I had somebody in high school who would call me Juju. And I thought she's like the only person that I would allow it. And now my little cousin. Anybody else, do not call me that. It's not cute. But it suits them. I've heard Julissa and Julissa.
Julissa.
But that's it.
The way he says it, Julissa.
But who says it like that?
Joshua.
Yeah, he's like, Julissa.
Julissa.
Didn't Salomon used to say that too? Because I remember he used to call Corina Godina.
No, Godina, because he couldn't pronounce his R's either.
That's
Or
funny.
They would say Vedonica.
Oh, I remember that. I think they'll still do.
Some of them do, and I correct them, and I get in so much trouble. They're like, don't be mean, and I'm like, that's illiterate.
They can't roll their R's.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't roll my R's for a very long time.
We'll do it.
Facts.
Now I can't. But I remember Topacio was able to do it before me, and it was so hard for me. I was like, how do you do it?
I wonder how we learned that though, and how people just can't do it.
I don't know, but I think it's just like some people just can't do it. Because I remember a whole season of our lives where literally Topaz Julio or Vicky couldn't do it, and they would all say pedo instead of perro, and I'm like, it's perro, perro. I remember like at 5 years old, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Perro, just do it. And they were all like, perro, perro, perro.
That's so
weird.
funny. Yeah. ¿Verdad? ¿Verdad? Remember the ¿verdad? No, ¿verdad?
Those are like that.
¿Verdad que sí? ¿Verdad que sí?
It's funny.
It's no SABO syndrome, which has worn off on Topaz.
Yeah. No, she's a lot better now.
She practices it more, or she speaks it more.
She has more friends, definitely, that I feel
Speak Spanish?
she
Yeah.
can speak to in Spanish, and then her clients, of course. But it all
That makes
started.
sense.
Yeah.
It started in high school. Was it high school, middle school?
I think it was high school because she started working at the little marqueta and she had all those friends.
Oh, I thought it was because she had a little friend, who she would like have to Google. I think.
Yeah, that was during high school, no?
What was it? Oh,
The
okay.
Google what?
She used to have to
Like
Google
translate?
Translate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Google
No
Translate
way.
how to say things.
Like in Spanish?
Yeah, because she wouldn't know how to say it, but once she read it, she could pronounce it. So she.
Damn.
I
Are they still
remember.
friends?
I don't think
dang.
so. No, maybe. I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know.
No, but she definitely has a lot of friends that she speaks Spanish to now.
I feel like working at the store did help me with my Spanish.
I agree.
Like, remember, I didn't know the difference between 70 and 60.
Yeah. Yes.
Until I
Yes.
started
I
working.
learned that at the marqueta.
What?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
learned because
well-
I needed to learn how to count or give cash
Yeah.
back.
That
Or
is
like
cool.
envíos.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me. Guys, by the way, he was like literally 19 when that happened and didn't
Okay,
know.
but like, I didn't take Spanish class.
Oh, I know, but
Like, I just learned by
your
hearing.
your mother never spoke to you in English.
But, what do you mean?
So you should
Oh,
know.
yeah, but like, we weren't talking about freaking no 60, 70. What?
You're like, I
Talking
only
about
went
normal things.
I only went as far as to ask for $10. No.
Only went up to 50.
Yeah. I do still feel at the marqueta that I was like robbed.
What do you mean?
Like
What do you
when I was at
mean?
the cash register, and I still remember this lady.
Oh, people would.
I feel like she stole from me because I think people
Finessed
knew. Yeah, like I think people knew that maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But I remember this lady specifically because she would use before when I worked at the dentist where me and Corina worked together. This lady like got into it with Corina. And so then it was a shock for me to see her at the marqueta. And then in another occasion, I saw her kids just show up one day and they bought the groceries. And so I remember they gave me like, let's say $100 bill and it was in cash. And I gave them the change back after they paid for everything. And then I remember getting a call and you know how the phone was like right there and I'd answer and it was her. She's like, you know, my kids just went and they gave me the change back and it wasn't like enough change. Like you didn't count right. And I was remember thinking, I was like, what if your kids just spent the money and they're trying to blame me for it? And so I was forced to give them the money, like
What?
money back. Like they came back and they got that additional money. And I was like, I'm almost positive I counted right.
You didn't ask
Yeah, you're-
somebody to count
yeah.
la caja, or you
Yeah,
didn't
you-
ask like
you
what,
just-
my tia?
No, I remember that day, it was kind of a situation where I had to handle on my own because there was nobody there.
Had I done that, they would have fired me.
Yeah, I remember.
No, they would just take it from your paycheck.
And
True.
I think they did do that. I think I had to tell
Wait,
them.
well-
I think I had to tell them what happened. Y luego, I think it was taken off my paycheck because of it. But I didn't get in trouble for it. It was just like, yeah.
That
I
is
know.
getting in trouble. I'd rather
Yeah, but
get
I
in trouble.
remember that.
I'd rather get in trouble than you take my
Well, what
money.
you're supposed to do in that situation, you just wait till the end of the day. Be like, oh, if I have extra money at the end of my day, then
I'll
we'll
call
give it
you.
to you.
I don't remember. I just remember thinking that lady scammed me.
Probably did.
Yeah, I genuinely felt like that was happening because I was like, yeah, we
Or
were
her
busy,
kids just
but
blamed you.
you know, the cash register thing would tell you how much you
Yeah.
had to give back to. And I was like, I'm almost positive I counted right.
I'm pretty sure her kids lied then.
Yeah. And she was like saying that, you know, she gave the exact money to them and they gave them the exact money back. And I was like, okay, sure.
I remember one time, you guys. Oh my God, this was so embarrassing at the grocery store. I answered the phone and I was just like in a mood, right? And
In a mood.
Like a bad mood?
yeah, I was just in a bad mood. And I remembered, and this like girl started speaking in English, like perfect English, asking for an order at the kitchen, like in the kitchen. And I was like, okay, give me 1 second. And I was like, quiero saber si hay, I don't know, que si hay quesadillas todavía porque esta señora está de fastidiosa. Bro, tell me why she spoke Spanish.
Why would you?
No way. You
And I
did that?
Yeah,
What
bro.
did she say?
Bro, she was so mad. And when I got back on the phone, she told me off and was like, I speak Spanish, blah, blah, blah. When she came to pick up her food, like, I want to talk to your manager. Thankfully, the boss was there. And by boss, it was mi tío Carlos. And like, he heard her out and everything. And then he just looked at me and he was like, are you kidding me, tonta? And I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's funny. Though.
But I didn't get in trouble because my tío is cool as hell.
That's so funny, dude. You're funny.
I shouldn't have
What
done
the
that.
heck?
Yeah. Ask me if I ever did that again.
Imagine.
Heck,
The only time her
my
deal ever yelled at
gosh.
me, I remember. So Lalo would like do the meat order, but like, tell me why like the order wasn't. We wouldn't have to put it until like Thursday. He gives it to me like a Monday morning, and they're like, "Oh, here's the order for Thursday." So like, pasó like the whole week, and like he gave it to me super early, so I forgot to put it in. And I remember like Anna's like, "Oh snaps, I didn't put it in," and then he got really mad, and he had to go all the way to Chicago to get it.
my tío.
Yeah, that's the only time he ever like yelled at me. But I was like, okay, well, why does he give it to me freaking
Super.
five days before it's due?
That makes sense. And it's also
That's
like
so funny.
a mistake,
Yeah,
It was fun working at the
my
Marqueta.
uncle was chill.
That's crazy. I don't think I ever.
I did some long shifts there. Did you guys ever do the 12-hour shifts on
Yeah.
Saturdays?
Oh,
Bro,
not Saturdays.
I would cry on my way there because I remember I would feel like I wasn't mentally prepared to be in that building for that long of a time.
what day of the week was it?
I worked on Saturdays because of school. And so I think I worked Fridays and Saturdays.
Me too.
So in my mind, I wasn't mentally prepared, and it would make me feel really like anxious that I was like, I have to be there for that long. And I remember complaining to Mario at that time. I was like, I don't think I can do it.
Damn, so this was definitely after I worked there, once I got fired, I think, because when I worked Saturdays, I worked with Topaz.
Oh yeah, you and Topaz weren't there anymore.
And
when I was working
it was during the time that we had morning prayer and that we would go. So I remember that we would get up, go to El Terreno, intercede,
there. That was fun.
get back. No. Well, yes, but not because of like the day that it happened. I mean, the day of the week that it happened to fall on. And then I would get back home at like 5:30, wake up at 7:20 just to brush my teeth, wash my face, and then head out. Because I wouldn't even do my hair or my makeup, nothing, because I had to be over here by 8 a.m. to open. And it was like, it was easy to wake up for 4 a.m. prayer. It was so hard to wake up for work, bro. After you go back to sleep, after prayer, it was like painful to wake up. And it was freaking cold outside.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Dang. Yeah. No, I don't miss working there. It was fun, but I don't miss it.
Did you ever take naps?
No, where could I get take a nap?
Oh,
No,
because Topaz and I, since we worked together, we would take naps in the office.
That's funny.
I never even got like. I felt like I couldn't go in the office. Like it was private, and so like I never went in there.
Probably when
Never.
when you started working there was when people were getting caught stealing, or there were speculations because I feel like
Ooh, who?
no, I don't know who like they thought was stealing, but I feel like the owners of the store always thought that people were robbing them. They were always like, always, bro. They were so sus of everyone, and I'm like, are you sure it's not just you?
Dang, that's crazy.
So I think they like definitely started
no.
keeping an eye out more by the time you got there.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Hey, when
didn't
did you
know
work
why.
there? What years?
I think I only worked for a couple months. I worked with
Like a
Lala
year.
a lot. So I don't remember what year, to be honest. It was during Benedictine, I think.
Yeah, so then it was
Remember,
way
I
after
worked
me.
for you for a couple months and then I left. 'Cause
Yeah,
then
I
I
worked
broke
for.
my toe, I think.
Oh, I remember that. You broke your toe. You're funny. Who breaks their toe?
You
Bro, what
left
do you
because you
mean?
broke your toe?
No, well, like I got injured and I was trying to. Well, she fired me literally,
Because you got injured?
which is illegal.
It is.
It is very illegal.
A lot of
But
people.
yeah.
She was like, illegal.
Well, like I was gonna be like at home for like a while because I had like I couldn't walk. So,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Not
Just
even
like-
workers' comp, bro?
Well, no, I don't know what happened.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So like it was like, oh, the doctor told me to wait like 2 weeks, and then she's like, okay, and then like a week passed, and it's like, oh, just don't come back. I think it's better to go our separate ways. I'm like, damn.
That sounds
Okay.
like something that she would do.
And then where did you go to work?
I didn't work for a while.
Oh.
Well, then I worked for as a crossing guard for a bit.
A crossing guard, like at a
Yeah.
school?
Yeah, because that's the only thing I could do. because I still couldn't walk right. And then
I could see Abraham being a crossing guard.
Me too.
it was easy. You just like show up for like 30 minutes.
You know what Abraham looks like? A bus driver. For like for like elementary school kids.
He does look like a bus driver.
Man, it was,
Menos?
never seen like kids are
Aw,
wild,
that's
bro.
cute.
Yes, I have. I've also seen like bus drivers be very violent
Did
towards
you
the
see
kids.
that one video where like the bus was like very chaotic and it was like a woman driver y she opened the door para que se bajara una niña pero no se fijó que it was cleared, so she closed the door on her backpack.
Oh, yeah.
And she was dragging her for a few blocks.
Yep.
Bro, those people,
Are stupid.
yeah.
Honestly, you know what? It could have been an innocent mistake. I feel like it could have been an off day for her and it could have happened to any
But
of us.
like-
So I take that back.
But I feel like you're driving and the door's right there. Like,
She should have at least checked.
like
mean, that
you can
kid
see it in your
was-
peripheral vision. Like,
She's old. I feel like old people don't have peripheral vision anymore.
I don't know. I feel that bus looked really chaotic. I feel like there's just a lot going on.
1 hour later.
I didn't take that long.
Girl, in real time, yes, you did.
in dog minutes, you did.
So what the? Okay, can I just tell everybody who's listening that during the break, I went around this friend group to see who wanted to go out to eat with me after this, and everyone rejected me.
Oh my gosh. No, it's because, well, I'm going to say Mario rejected because we already ate. We were hungry.
So did they.
Depends what
Yeah.
you eat. What are you in the mood for?
Just food.
It's because we would have arrived cranky with no food in our system, so
Oh.
we had to eat.
I feel that. Remember that one time that like we ordered, was it that we ordered pizza, Abraham? I don't know if you were here or not, but I was super cranky with Randy because I was so hungry. Do you remember?
Oh, I don't think
We're
I
shooting the podcast now. I don't know. We delayed the podcast because we were waiting for the pizza.
Yeah, because I was
Get
freaking
delivered.
starving. I was getting so mad.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
It's called hangry.
Hangry. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
What it is.
I'm down to eat anything if you'll join me. Because I'm by myself.
Dang, what a loser.
What a loser, bro. Anyway, we were going to play a game. What was it?
No, I just asked if we weren't gonna.
Oh, yeah. We usually play a game on the podcast. Do you have
Have a
one
game?
in mind?
Oh, no.
No.
No, I'm not very good with games.
Well, it's not that we're good at it either. It's just we
fun.
saw them on TikTok.
Oh. You guys have one?
No.
Oh.
We were asking. You had one.
No, I
We see you on TikTok all the time.
I go on TikTok, but I like watch some random things sometimes.
This is her weird flex that she's on Christian TikTok.
Not all
Are
the
you?
time.
I'm just
no,
kidding.
not all the time.
Yeah,
Tell
she
us what
is.
kind of like TikToks you see.
We should do that. Let's
Oh,
just
let's do
scroll.
that.
Let's scroll through each other's TikTok
I think
accounts.
mine's more about. I don't even know what mine's about.
That's like random crap.
Let's just do the first.
I have some really random
What is this one
dancing ones.
about? Abraham sent you messages. See if my
She never
non-dancer
opened.
friend can keep up. Oh, I've seen this one.
Who is that?
Keep on tapping that screen. I have a goal to get to 20.
Yeah.
Wisdom of the day. Si tú,
Oh, I just started following her. She's so funny, dude.
que alguien se obsesione contigo, mamita. O sea, you have to be your own stalker. Okay?
Oh my god, she's funny. Yes, boss. I remembered to make a very cool video for this week's 50% off. Oh, that's a sponsorship.
Bruh.
Vicky, wait.
I just have some boring ones.
Sure could. You guys want to see what's on it?
Can you send this to me?
Bro, she's so funny.
That looks funny.
This lady, she's a lady. I think she's a nurse. Bro, she's funny.
Send it to me.
Like she just eats, but she's so random.
she has chicharrón on her plate. She has it. She's called it a charcuterie board.
Auntie Lisa. Bro, she's funny. She's weird. But she's funny, weird. Like she likes to eat a lot of eggs for
Oh,
lunch.
God. I eat that like boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Bro, that sounds like me.
You might like her. She's funny though. I just have some random people.
Have you guys seen that one girl on TikTok who eats she eats like a bunch of vegetables, raw vegetables with mustard and cottage cheese?
No.
You haven't? Bro, she's so entertaining.
Mustard.
She literally has a plate and this is her exact video every time. So today I'm going to have an apple sausage with mustard and cream cheese. Carrot, mustard and cream cheese. Artichoke heart, mustard and cottage
Does she
cheese.
have short hair?
No, she doesn't. She's blonde.
Oh, then no.
And she
What's
eats
her
a
name?
whole bunch of fruit. I have no idea. But I follow her and it's so entertaining. She does the same thing every time and yet it's so entertaining. And I guess the point of the video is that she's eating things like carrots, broccoli, and it's all raw because she's on a weight loss journey.
Oh.
And apparently the mustard and cottage cheese makes it taste like really good to eat the vegetables raw. And she only throws in like one protein, which is the apple sausage. And then she
Cottage
has
cheese has protein.
Bueno,
Apple
entonces
sausage.
And do you guys like cottage cheese?
There's this new cottage cheese that I've been wanting to get. What is it called? They told me about it and I forgot.
I used to love cottage cheese before I got COVID.
Oh, that makes sense.
Cottage cheese.
Never liked it.
It's good.
You did it?
I get the
nasty.
big buckets from Costco.
Yep.
And I'm the only one that eats them at home. It's like,
I used to eat it by the spoonful too.
Yeah.
You can have it with everything, with peaches. You can have it with avocado.
it's so good.
Ooh, you know what I used
Tomatoes.
to do? Yeah, with tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
It's so
That's
good.
gross.
No, bro. You know
You don't know what life is.
You don't.
Cottage cheese is gross.
No. You need to try
It's
it
like
like
spoiled
this.
milk,
Yes, it is.
literally.
But
Technically.
it's good.
It's good spoiled milk. Wait, listen, this is how you have to try it.
Okay.
Whenever
I've
you
tried it every way.
No, not this way. Whenever you have
Wittily.
Cállate. Whenever you have homemade salsa and you're like running out, just put the rest of it, mix it with cottage cheese and eat it with tostadas. Like your
I've
salsa.
never had that.
Like sour cream.
I'm going to try that.
Sour
Does it
cream.
taste like sour cream?
No, it doesn't.
See,
I
that's
don't
why
like sour
it.
cream
I
that
like
much.
sour cream. I'll
That's
eat
what I
that by the
don't like.
spoonful.
Lala doesn't like sour
No,
cream
she
either,
hates
right?
sour cream.
Yeah, what the heck? Well, now, for whatever reason, things like, I'm assuming that they're kind of similar just because based on my taste, sour cream, Greek yogurt, regular yogurt, and cottage cheese taste so disgusting. And I hate it because you know what? Things like mozzarella cheese taste good to me.
But that's a different flavor.
Ricotta
Those are saltier.
tastes so good to me still. Or requesón.
Yeah, because those are salty.
So is cottage cheese.
No, is it?
Yes. You think it's sweet?
I can't.
I don't know if it's sweet or salt. I feel like it's more sweet than salty
Really?
in my taste buds. Maybe.
I just don't think it has any like flavor like that. It's just
Last time I tried it was like with like a fruit puree thing, and it was not good.
no. You need
I
to
thought it
eat
was gonna
with
taste like like those yogurts with like fruit syrup or whatever,
yeah. No.
and they're not taste like that.
Do you
'Cause
like,
I like
Greek?
Greek. Yeah, I like Greek.
I like Greek.
I feel like
so
Greek
good.
is just basically sour cream. No,
Literally.
they taste the same.
But the
to me.
texture,
Yeah.
the texture's so good. Well, it used to be for me.
I like the peach Greek yogurt. Peaches.
Yeah, va a
peaches.
empezar. Bro, you can't be doing that.
She sang that song like so many times.
That was a good movie.
She's singing to herself.
I like peaches.
Okay, can we jump into a topic that's important because I want to know and I have some questions. But Abraham, you said something in our group chat today.
I was joking.
Oh,
I didn't talk about it. I wanna. Do you know what that is, Vicky?
yeah, she
Can
did.
you just talk about it?
Okay, well then say what you said.
Maladaptive daydreaming.
Yeah, so explain to us what that means. Maladaptive daydreaming. What is that?
You talking to her?
I
know what that
brought
is.
it up.
Daydreaming.
I'm literally looking
just
at
think-
him, and he's like, "Are you
Oh,
talking?
why would I know what it is?
Are you talking to her?"
Why would I know? I asked her if she knew what it was.
No, you didn't.
I
did.
just think it's another version of disassociation. I just think it's disassociation. Just someone wants to put a nicer word to it.
And what do you know about disassociation that you can tell us?
There are different types of disassociation.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that one particularly.
The maladaptive dreaming,
Daydreaming.
daydreaming. I don't think maladaptive daydreaming is a type of dissociation. I just think that it's disassociation.
Okay, so a different name, like a kinder,
I
more
feel like-
trendy name
Okay.
for.
Yeah, because I think the reason disassociation is not a good thing. It's not good because it's rooted from us trying to get away from the present moment because whatever might be happening in the present moment is very triggering to us. So as you're constantly disassociating because your body is doing it, then it becomes maladaptive and you call it daydreaming, but it's really disassociation because at one point in your life, someone or something triggered you or traumatized you, and your body isn't comfortable with those feelings, so it disassociates. And so you daydream.
What's wrong with you?
I feel like the first half of my life was a
Are
whole...
you gonna cry again?
No!
You better not. I'll leave right now.
Bro, that's funny.
Does it look like I'm gonna cry?
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm gonna
You're
cry?
making the same face as the other last week.
Bro, I think he's gonna cry, and he keeps
I'm
trying
not
to
gonna cry. Look at your face.
Wait, I'm just thinking. No, I have nothing sad to say. I just was gonna say that I think that my
Yeah.
whole half of my life, like I daydreamed, well, not even half. Literally, probably up until I met Randy, I felt like my entire life was a daydream.
Oh, but that's different, no?
No, like not my entire life being a daydream, but in every occasion of my life, I caught myself daydreaming. I used to.
What about what?
I used to daydream myself to sleep, so that I could fall asleep.
Oh, I do this.
That is disassociation.
Yeah.
to this day.
You still do that? Why do you do it?
Can you both
Yes.
explain how that happens?
Go first. Go first.
No, it's embarrassing.
No,
It's
I
not
want to know.
It's
I'm just like,
embarrassing
I've
to me.
never. Please explain.
Vicky's like, I had a good
No,
life.
I just,
No, I'm just like, you daydream till you fell asleep.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do that.
no, not really.
Did that.
Well, how does that look like though? Can you explain?
So I would be in bed and I'm just going to use Randy as an example. Before we were dating, let's say that I would go to bed and I'd be like, okay, it's time to start imagining what I want my life to look like. And that was the only thing that like gave me a sense of peace. So I would think of the moment that we met, or I would think of like, if things were different, this is what I would have done differently. Or I would think of holding his hand, and those are just like little things. Or if I had something that I really enjoyed that happened, I would just like replay it in my head so that I could fall asleep. But one thing that I pictured a lot was just like situations where, like romantic situations, I would do that a lot. Where not in a weird way, just
Yeah.
like me finding like healthy love and like having like romantic things happen to me. Things like I did that a lot. And that's the only thing that would put me to sleep.
Well, okay, I'm going to use exactly what you're saying and just use it. No, use your experience to describe why it's disassociation.
Okay.
Because this is new to me that I'm hearing this but I see
Wait
how
till
it's
you hear mine.
disassociation.
Oh no.
Bro, okay, so this is why, because there's two types of disassociation. There's derealization and then there's depersonalization. And it seems like what you're experiencing is the derealization, because when something is so hard to sit with, especially if it's something traumatic or like a truth or just reality, our mind will go to a place where it's much more comforting. And that's when you could be daydreaming. You could call it daydreaming and say, yeah, I'm thinking about things that give me a sense of peace or a sense of hope. And so it makes the situation, the present moment, more better to handle. And so this happens a lot, especially when, and this, I don't want to get too dark, but this happens a lot.
Get dark.
When children or adolescents are being actively sexually abused. They're being sexually abused by the perpetrator. So in that moment, so they don't have to deal with the feelings or what's actually happening, their mind goes to a place where it gives them peace. And they could be their body can be in action, but their mind is like in a peaceful place.
Like if it's, I guess you're more referring to people who are being consistently sexually abused by somebody that they possibly live with.
Right.
They like automatically change their mindset in that moment.
And so let's say that the abuse stops or the traumatic event stops. It's become a maladaptive pattern because they continue on doing that when every time they feel that they can't handle some of the hard feelings that they're experiencing. So then it's very easy for them to just like go back to that peaceful spot. And so, but I've seen that a lot with this type of abuse. But this is why when you both said like daydreaming to go to sleep, I can see how it's still derealization because you're trying to get away from the actual moment that was happening, that present moment, because it was hard to really sit with what was going on.
Yeah, I think that those are like the more recent moments that I remember doing it. But I know for a fact that I've been daydreaming myself to sleep
Yeah.
since I was a child because I always had trouble sleeping. Thankfully, I don't do that anymore. I literally try to it's different now. But anyway, you were gonna say, wait till you hear mine. So what were you?
Well, because I don't do it to go to. Well, I don't do it anymore. Well, not as much as I used to. Like once in a while. I think like since I went to therapy, I think it kind of stopped. But like it started like when I was like in second, third grade, maybe. Like I built this character in my head, and for like 15 years, like it just progressed. Like a story in my head
Yeah.
of this character.
Can you tell us the stories? Like
No,
how
it's
did
just like it's just like a guy like living his life. If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. But like it's like grown with me, you know?
and
which is
so
kinda-
it's like the person has evolved throughout the years.
Yeah. So it's like a character and like I'm the story writer.
So it was.
Don't look at me like that.
So it was you. It's
No,
probably
no,
a
it's
character.
not me.
Are you sure?
No,
He
it's not
wasn't.
me.
He wasn't living the life that you wish you were living.
No. He's like,
Just a character,
Yeah.
and you would create an image of,
no, I don't.
or you
I
would.
don't
What
have
do
an
you
image of
find?
him.
Do you find that the life that it was living was a better life in your
What do you mean?
eyes? Like,
So like
just
mine?
Yeah.
Or
Were
yeah.
you giving it a
yeah.
good life?
Yeah, I was giving it a good life. Don't do that.
Can you tell me the best story that
What do
you
you mean?
had with the best story, the best day that your character had?
No, I can't. I don't remember.
Did he have a name?
No, he doesn't have a name.
Is he still around?
What do you mean? Like,
do you still-
I think about it was like, oh, like why did I do that? It's kind of weird.
So you literally killed him.
I didn't kill him. Sure, he lives somewhere out there. And I was like, I don't know. Is that weird?
No, it's cute.
That's kind of scary.
I'm not
What
scared
if
at all.
one day you like meet him? Like, whoa, you're the guy I
Yeah.
thought about.
What if it was Randy?
That's interesting.
That's cool.
I thought it was like normal, but I was like,
Yeah.
at some point it was like too much. No?
So maybe like, do you think, Vicky, that what he's describing is what our parents are afraid of when we're young, when we say that we have a friend, like an imaginary friend?
No.
That's different. Though.
I
Is
don't
it?
think so, because I think his is still disassociating, just in a different way. Because I think sometimes with disassociation, people, it's like also like on a spectrum, like there's different levels of how much you disassociate and how often you do and how you do it. And so I think his is just like another thing of he disassociated, but because he was looking for a peaceful or hopeful place than what was in reality. And I think of what you're referring to, I don't know if that's disassociation. Because they're not looking for, the kids are not looking for a hopeful or peaceful place that's better than their present or current environment.
Oh, you mean like the question that I asked?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
Hey,
then
what did you ask? Sorry.
I asked if what you had or what you had with your friend.
Wait, can I say what I think triggered this?
Yes.
Because like when I was like around that time, like I had a really good friend, and like we would like play, and like obviously when you play, you pretend a lot, and like we're
Yeah.
like creative, and then like I don't know what happened, but like we stopped playing like that. So like I think I felt like the need to be creative, so I was like, all right, I'll just build my own story.
Well, at least we know you're not autistic.
Autistic.
They said artistic or
Autistic.
What do you
Well,
mean?
because
I thought you said
children who-
artistic at first, and then I was like, she did not say that.
Well, because it's very normal for kids to play and pretend play. It's very normal. It's something that you should see your child do. Whereas kids who have autism can't do that. They just can't.
like be creative.
No, not be. Yeah, not be creative. You know, it just depends when you say creative though, because some are
Right.
creative,
Yeah.
but they just can't as children. They can't participate and pretend play because their mind just won't let them do that. Yeah,
That's
and so, yeah. At least we know that.
I have a question. One thing that I do a lot that I didn't even think about until this conversation that we're having right now, and I just thought everyone did this, was whenever I have something, and this has been my whole life, whenever I have something big that's going to happen, whether it's like a birthday party or my wedding, or when those are like more recent things, I always play the entire scenario in my head before it happens. And a lot of times when I was younger, I realized that having done that set really high expectations for what I wanted. And then I would get disappointed because reality wasn't ever as good as what I imagined it. And so I thought that I learned to like bring down my standards and to like not be disappointed so much anymore. And not, like, I don't even think it's in a sad way. I just felt like I was just overplaying every scenario. Like if we had a concert one day we had so many concerts growing up. I would literally play out that entire concert, the way that we showed up, the way that we were dressed, the way that we played, how things were delivered, everything. My entire life, I played every important event in my. I still do play every important event in my head.
I think I do that too. Not every event, but like certain things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting how the mind works.
Do you do that?
No.
Normal.
I'm not normal.
She lives in the moment.
I'm not normal. I think my mind.
She's not normal. She's avoidant.
I plan out conversations. That's what I do, and I don't like. Because I plan out conversations, especially when I'm like upset about something. Right. I will find myself thinking about the what if this happens. I need to be prepared for it. So I plan out conversations on how I will respond.
Do you ever feel that the way that you play it in your head is accurate, or is it always wrong?
It's always wrong because in my head, I respond very
defensive,
very like I stand up and I put my foot down. And in reality, I don't do
and
that
we've never
all.
seen her do that. I'm kidding. That's not true. Dang. And you see, when it comes to being reactive, because I'm a very reactive person, you guys know that. I never think through a conversation like that because if something upsets me, I'm the type of person that I will get in my car, I will go to your house and I will talk to you. Or I will call you on the phone. Like I remember one time somebody in our family made me really upset. And because they posted something on social media that I thought was such BS and then they deleted it really fast. And so I called them and I was like, what is that? What's what? What did you post? This I could not call. I could not like let it go.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about what was going to happen.
What was it?
I didn't, I'll tell you guys later. I didn't think, no, I just didn't think it through. Like, what am I going to say? What if I'm just like, I'm calling you right now and whatever happens, happens. And it turned out to be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I get so angry that I don't think it through.
Yeah.
But that's just the difference.
Interesting.
We're just all broken people. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's just crazy how our mind works. But I don't think that this is like rooted in our attachment because we have similar attachments and then you guys have different attachments and you guys share similar ways of like the way that your mind processes things. And then we share differences in the way that our mind processes things. So now I'm wondering, like, where is it rooted from?
Well, have you ever heard of, and this is a question for both of you. Have you ever heard of the term, like your inner world? So every like test that I've taken, including my attachment style test, has told me that I have a really rich inner world. Or it's like, I very much am living life, but like I'm living like two lives. I have that one and I have the one that I'm like living inside and like all these thoughts. Like it's just really, there's a lot going on up in here. Yeah. And not even to talk about me, I want to know you guys. Like, do you guys feel like you have a rich inner world? Or are you like, because once it said that, I was like, I know exactly what they mean. I'm like, yes, I do. I've never heard it that way, but I know what it means. What do you think when you hear that? Or do you think that you have a rich inner world?
I don't think I do. Because when you're saying that, I'm finding myself thinking like, I wonder what that looks like.
So what do you think about it, like the daily life?
I think I'm honestly...
Is it quiet?
Not a single thought.
Not a single thought in those eyes.
I want to say it's mostly quiet because I'll tell you what goes on in here, okay?
That's not a weird thing though. Like I wish that was I wish I could turn it off. Go.
I don't know. I'm just going to tell you what I think because when it's noisy in here, it's not a positive noisy.
No.
It's a noisy that I try to push down a lot because it's like, it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me doubt in myself, but it makes me like look at things in a negative way. And I don't like that. So when that's not happening, it's pretty quiet up there.
Well, imagine feeling that every day of your life. It's never quiet. Wait, what do you think?
What do you mean? There's always something going through my head.
No, and I don't think she's saying that there's never things in her
know,
head.
but like-
Yeah.
But
But
like, I'm always overthinking like everything,
yeah,
every situation.
everything.
Yeah.
Dang. You know, sometimes like this is now me putting my business out there for no reason, but it's because you guys brought it here to this cover. Like you got me here. Do you guys know like there are literally times when I go to bed at night that I have to do two things. I have to wear a sleeping mask that tightens my eyes. And sometimes I have to put a pillow over my head because it's the only, if I feel like something is not like over my head or over my face, but like if I'm laying on my side, I have to put something heavy on my head because I feel like it's the only thing that turns off my brain. It makes it feel asleep. If I don't do that, I feel like my head is floating and I can't turn it off. Like I just can't, it's like, like there's so much noise. And no, I don't have nothing bad.
No.
But
What?
but yeah, and it's not all nights, but I find that I have to do that often. Like I cannot sleep without something heavy on my face.
Yeah.
Just turn it on. It makes
I
me
can't
feel
sleep
off.
if it's quiet.
That's
Yeah.
crazy because I think I understand where you can't sleep if it's quiet.
He likes white noise.
Oh no, I need everything to be shut down.
Heck no. Because then you're just like thinking.
I feel like I can't because I'm so maybe there is a lot of quietness in my brain. I don't know. But I'm so used to it that if I have anything, like I just can't. I can't go to sleep or even a little light. Our room gets really dark, really dark for some reason. That I can't see anything if I get up. And Mario got this little light to put against the wall in the corner.
A nightlight.
I couldn't sleep for the week that he had it on, and so I asked him can we just keep it off
You'd rather be in
pure darkness,
But-
pure quietness.
Oh, you know what? It's because like you don't even have like street lights or
No,
anything.
we don't have anything.
For real.
Pitch black.
And it's scary because there were times where I would wake up and I'm like, why can't I see anything?
What? That is scary.
Dude, that happened to me in Colombia. Because we were in a finca and I was on one bunk bed and Randy was on the other. Bro, tell me why I wake up and I see nothing. And I'm just like, and I forgot where I was. I didn't know like that I was in Cali. I didn't know that Randy was next to me. Obviously like on the bunk. I didn't know anything. And I was just like, I couldn't find my phone, bro. And I was like, babe. And he's like, ¿Qué pasó? I'm like, I can't breathe because I couldn't see. So I was freaking out.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But anyway,
The darkness.
so then that's crazy because if you're used to so much quiet and you have like those moments of like loud thoughts, you're like, something's wrong.
Especially when I get stressed out about something. It takes my sleep away because I'm constantly thinking about it. And I have to turn off my brain, which this is a good technique that you guys could try. I have to turn off my brain at
Tell
night.
me all.
And if I don't do this, like last night, I couldn't sleep at all.
Were you stressed about something?
I was stressed about work.
Oh,
And I was asleep, but the entire night, like my body was asleep, but my mind was awake and I didn't get like full rest. And so because even in my own dreams, like I was thinking about work and I knew it was my mind was like, it was on and on. But I normally do something that's called 3 by 3 by 3, which is like you breathe in 3 seconds, you inhale for 3 seconds slowly, and then you hold your breath for 3 seconds, and then you exhale for 3 seconds. And I do that over and over and over again until like I feel like I completely shut down and I wake up the next day.
not me doing it as you were saying it.
Funny.
Wait, I think that's going to help a lot of people.
I don't know. It helps me for sure. Like because it relaxes your nervous system. So it relaxes my brain. Oh, you can try it.
So you breathe in for 3 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, and do it until
And you repeat it until you feel like you've calmed down. And some
What if-
people have to do it like 10 times.
What if you
I
never
only do
calm
it like
down?
3 times.
Why do you have to ruin the moment?
Only because I'm pretty sure there's people
I don't know. I don't know.
Get a snack. I don't know.
get a snack.
Like a snack and a nap always fix everything. And if you can't nap, then just get a snack.
If I think it's bad at night is bad.
Shut up.
Your night is bad?
No, when you've
No,
been
you
eating at
snack
night.
at night.
Oh. Yeah, your mom told me something about eating something at night and then it giving you weird dreams. What was it? I think she had pizza. Pizza. She said that.
With all the
I was
salt.
like, really?
All the sodium.
My parents always get nightmares whenever they eat pizza.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I remember
Like-
I'm gonna put my butt
Like at night?
Yeah. Well,
Or just in
night,
general?
nightmares. Oh, no, at night. At
I was
night.
like, damn.
I was like,
What kind of
nightmares in
pizza
the
they have?
morning? No, he's talking about the pizza.
Oh.
I was like, what do you mean?
Like,
night-
imagine eating a breakfast pizza and then going to sleep and you having nightmares.
Oh, that sounds so good. Can we get breakfast pizza
Oh,
You have to go to
at Casey's?
Casey's?
Casey's.
Where have you had breakfast pizza?
School.
What?
I've never had breakfast
What?
pizza at school.
Casey's has a breakfast pizza and
Our
it's
pizza's not good.
fire. The breakfast pizza. It's just a lot though.
Oh, here comes Vicky's ASMR.
Her
Crunchy.
weekly ASMR. That's a really good conversation, actually. Thank you for that insight.
Right. So, how would you fake something like that? The disassociation.
I think the only thing to do is therapy because
I think she's like the only thing to do is meds.
no. It's therapy because you have to relearn, you have to unlearn the habit that you created in disassociating. And it's not just, you could do it through talk therapy, but I think you really need to see someone like that does EMDR that helps you with like your somatic and your senses, like the somatic part of your body and your senses, where they're able to help you sit in those uncomfortable feelings, and when you're triggered, help you not fall into that disassociation, but keep you there while still helping you heal. Because the body work that you feel, I don't know if you guys have ever seen. I'm not in agreement with this practice because I don't think this is therapy. This is some other stuff. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos on TikTok that I see sometimes about people saying that they're getting spiritual healing and they're like on a bed crying.
Dude,
And like there's like this masseuse or something.
I saw that.
Yeah. So that's
And they're bawling. They're not just like, they're just like,
right. They're dysregulated
yeah, bro.
because they're sitting in all of those feelings that they disassociated from. And so I don't know what they're doing there. That's not EMDR, but EMDR is like a safe practice where you do, I forget what, it's like desensation, movement, and I forgot what else it was. But it helps you sit in those feelings, and when you do feel dysregulated, like you have someone to talk to about, and they're guiding you also to be able to regulate and learn how to not like disassociate. So it's like a lot of different work. So talk therapy could help, but then I feel like EMDR might be more helpful.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, and it's not like weird like that one TikTok video.
I mean, unless that's your thing, then again, like, do you, but boo, but that I've seen that.
Yeah,
I
it's scary.
actually have a video saved. I'm going to show you because I
Sounds
was
scary.
It is.
It is scary.
I don't have a video of someone doing it on the bed or anything like that, but I've heard of the massage thing, and I also heard of. But I have a video of a girl who's bawling and she's like, "Guys, I just finished," and she like explained
I think I know what you're talking about. I
Wait, yeah.
saw that.
That
She
sounds
went to a
familiar.
retreat.
something weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm gonna show you guys later.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think that's the only way. I don't think meds is gonna do anything. Meds only help you like stabilize like those chemical pieces in
Yeah.
your body. Mm-hmm. They're not really for like disassociative disorders.
Yeah. Wow. I cannot wait for people to listen to this. I think it's going to be extremely helpful because
I think so too.
just recently,
Yeah.
derealization and disassociation have been more in the talks.
Oh, really?
I've just recently heard it because I follow a YouTuber who got married and his wife is like, she's an advocate for it because she went through it her entire life. But before she spoke about it, I had never heard of it. But when she spoke of it, the way that she explained it in her experience never made me think like, oh, I might have that. No. But talking to you, I'm like,
Well, that's why it's like there's different levels of it.
Yeah.
Some people disassociate like big time to the point where they're like sitting right in front. You could be like, hello, and they're gone. They're just gone.
She was saying that hers got triggered because she had a bad trip one time on an edible. So after that, she became extremely paranoid, and like
Dang.
certain foods that she eats now, like she obviously will never partake in anything marijuana related again. She doesn't really have chocolate or anything that like gives you energy, or coffee. She can't have it because it makes her feel like antsy.
Yeah.
And
Well, marijuana is like a stimulant, right?
yeah, it was a stimulant. So anything that's a little bit stimulant, and so is coffee. She doesn't like take anymore because she was saying that yeah, she had a bad trip one time and that she just didn't feel real for years. Cause like and then she obviously became Christian and she was delivered.
Well, I think I think what she was experiencing was the depersonalization.
Yes, that's what it was. Because she talked about both. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say? Derealization, dissociation, depersonalization is what, but she talks about all of it. And she says that she's had derealization and depersonalization.
Yeah. 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 You can have both, or you can just have one.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have derealization anymore, but I did for the first 24 years of my life. And I'm just finding out now that I'm healed from it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I try not to daydream
Wow.
anymore. Wow.
We just got in deep.
Yeah.
But I also want to explore that spiritual aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think there's a spiritual aspect of it, but obviously the psychology field doesn't teach you that part.
Well, let me ask you a question, Abraham.
What?
Let's get a little spiritual, because I just want to see where your head's at.
What?
What do you think about deliverance?
What about it?
What do you think about it?
What is deliverance for our audience?
Yeah. So do you think that it's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, or do you think that it's real, that if you're going through something heavy or you're struggling with an maybe not an addiction, but if you're struggling with something like what we had, derealization, depersonalization, and do you think you can be set free from it through a minister, through yourself? Because obviously there's like ¿cómo se dice en español, en inglés? Auto-liberarte, like you can
Self-deliverance?
yeah, self-deliverance, or just deliverance in general. Do you believe in that? Since we grew up in kind of that world, and
Yeah. I mean, do I believe in it like it's God doing it, or
yes,
I feel like it's a tool that he uses.
okay,
Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just a tool he uses. Like I think it's just in your mind, if that makes sense. Like if you set your mind, like let's say I'm a drug addict, and like I want, like, oh God, please deliver me from this, and like I pray. I feel like if you really set your mind to it that God can do it, like I think your own mind helps you, if that makes sense.
yeah. But what about, because that's like a very, like a drug addiction is almost like, it's a very like tangible experience, because not only are you stimulating your body, you're removing yourself from like the real world, but you also can suffer a lot of side effects from not taking the drug. So it's like very estresante for like the drug addict to, try to cut cold turkey. So I guess, what if we're talking about other addictions like that are self-harming? Do you think that, at least for us as Christians, that that we obviously have a good path in God because we believe in deliverance? And do you think that we have an advantage? Or do you think that a person doesn't need deliverance and they don't need God for that? I guess that's what my question is.
Yeah, I don't think you need God. I think if you set your mind to it, then you can, whatever it is. I think the mind is like a powerful, and God obviously gave us our mind. And I think it's just a tool that people use.
I don't think Abraham meant that you don't need God, okay? I don't think that that's what he's trying to say, because it all circulates back to
Wait, I said that?
you.
What did I say?
You almost said it.
Oh,
but
I'm not saying you don't need God.
I know that's not what you meant. That's why I'm clarifying for anyone listening, because I know that that's not at all what you
Yeah, but
meant.
I'm saying, like, for people who don't believe in God, like,
You think they can do it too?
yeah,
Well,
they set their mind to it. I think we use the God as like our support system, our like strength. Like, okay, I can do this because God's with me. But not everyone believes that,
Right. What do you think about everything that Abraham just said, Vicky? And you know what? Let me just clarify. I know that I suck. at asking questions because I like said a whole bunch of nothing. So just
No, I think I understood.
okay.
I get it. I think there's like a fine line because I get where I almost called that Mario for some reason. I get where AB is coming from, where like if you set your mind to something, you will stop. Especially because I have some clients who are court mandated because they're going through drug court. And it's kind of just like I have some that are still struggling. I have some that are like, no, you just put your mind to it and you stop. And we're talking about like hardcore addictions.
Yeah.
But I think considering the spiritual world and where we're at, the body holds a lot of trauma. And we can call it trauma or we can call it spirits. I still think it's just like they all work together in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I think considering a lot of, and I'm going to consider like maybe the darkness aspect of it. A lot of times I've seen a lot of people in like on TikTok where they're not Christian and they have these spiritual practices where they are moved by the spirit, where their body is being healed through, I don't know, some sort of spirit that they call upon. And it's not the spirit of God. And these people describe how being moved by the spirit has brought a lot of healing to their body or has brought a lot of deliverance to their body. And we're talking about like the kingdom of darkness, if we're speaking in like Christian terms. And so I think that to a certain level, there's a lot of things that we hold as individuals that sometimes we can't just put our mind to it. I'm not disagreeing with AB because I do agree that sometimes there are things that we have to put our mind to.
Yeah, in some things.
Right. And you can't just be like, oh, well, God will deliver me. Like, yeah, but God's also waiting for you just to take that first step.
You're right.
And it's like, that's our support. But I think when we're thinking about if we have to discern if it's like something that a habit that we have to break, or if there's this like spiritually led by any evil spirits, then I think that deliverance by God is something that needs to be practiced in our lives because there are just things that we can't just cast out on our own, if that makes sense. So that's where my thoughts are going. Just because I've seen like we all grew up in that deliverance, in that environment of deliverance, but I had never seen it in the environment of like outside of church.
Yeah, the secular world's deliverance.
Yeah. And when I started seeing it, I was like, okay, so people are aware that there is two spiritual realms and you're either in the good one or you're either in the not so good one.
Yeah, it sounds a little like a wicked way of, I think, to try to mimic what we do.
Right. And I mean, it's in the Bible too, where it was in Moses where he had the rod, the staff, and it was like throw it on the ground and it turned into like
a snake,
and the witches and the warlocks were able to do the same
exact same thing.
They're going to do the same. And so when I see these videos, I'm like, okay, like these people, I get like looks like it's healing.
We're not discrediting the fact that it happens, but it's their source was obviously different.
Yeah, you put in a good term. Yeah, that's where my mind's going. Just because I've seen both, I've seen all three. The good environment deliverance, the wicked one, and then I've seen like put your mind to it, and I see it. Yeah.
And to clarify, the good one is one that's sourced by God.
Yes,
you know, the one that we believe is the creator of the universe and our main source, and then obviously what's the word? Like when you're like a fake version of something.
A con artist,
then imposter.
I said con artist.
There's another word for it. The knockoff. No.
Great Value.
No. You're stupid.
Great Valley.
From Walmart. Great Value. The
knockoff. That's so funny.
Do that.
I'm sorry.
The knockoff version. I don't know. The word's going to come to me when I'm editing this video and it's going to drive me crazy.
That's funny. Maybe just the knockoff.
The deliverance from Wish, he said.
Oh my God.
And then obviously the putting your mind to it and just having like being a disciplined person. But I think that one of the things that are really important about deliverance that we obviously all know, and sometimes maybe just if we're not dissecting it, we forget that the first thing in deliverance is to always cry out to God and be completely vulnerable and honest with yourself on what's going on. Because a lot of these dark things, whether it's an addiction to porn, to masturbation, to a drug, to lust, to fornication, to adultery, whatever it is, a lot of the times, like, we get to that point, and I say we because we've all been there, because we lie to ourselves, right? And we lie to ourselves on how bad it really is until you are confronted, whether it's during a church service or a message, or you receive like a little wake up call, a little knock on your door by God in a spiritual moment, and he is opening the invitation to deliver you. And the first thing you need to do is recognize how bad it's gotten. And then after you sit with those feelings and you cry out to him and you're just completely vulnerable on exactly all the things that you know that are wrong, that you don't want to do anymore, then he begins to deliver you. And you either do it through a crying out where you deliver yourself and you vocally say, like, I deliver myself from X, Y, and Z. And then at the end, one of the things that is really important that I think, I don't know enough about the other spiritual deliverances, like the secular version of it. I don't even know if to call it a deliverance or freeing, is that we need to, we then are left with an emptiness, with a void, because when we are removed of all of these things that we've probably been accumulating for years, and that's why they are addictions to begin with, we're left empty. And that's why in the spiritual Christian world where we believe in the Father, the God, and the Holy Spirit, we need to be refilled with something like the Holy Spirit and with Jesus, and just like a different encounter. And you're never left empty, because when you are, you leave an open door so that all of those things can just come right back in, and there's going to be space for them because they were there to begin with. But when you fill yourself up with something different, like, there's no longer space for that unless you obviously open a door, and there's so many things. But like, that's a really important aspect that makes deliverance in the spiritual Christian world so important. It's the fact that Jesus never leaves us empty. He fills us up again. And I don't know. I'd have to do my research on the ones that you're kind of telling me about, because if you're just like freed from something, how long is it going to take for you to
Right.
fill it with
It's
other
all
things?
peace and happiness now, but it's only a matter of time where it's like you really, there's like a hook to it.
And it's scary because once we like are freed from something, that's why they say, like, I think the Bible says that like la liberación is like our daily bread. It's not supposed to be easy. That doesn't take away the temptation. Just because we fill ourselves up with Jesus again doesn't mean that you're never going to feel the draw to those things that you once craved. That's why a lot of people, like my own dad and my mom and even Randy, will never play around with drinking alcohol again, even if it's like a little bit, because they had such a deep connection to things like that they will never open that door up.
Right.
And I was getting to a point and I forgot. But with that being said, I forgot what I was going to say. The people listening are probably like, because it's a whole bunch of crap.
No. That's interesting, because that still makes me think about how powerful our mind is. It's like I have a bunch of different thoughts and I don't know how they connect, but I know they connect. I just have to do my research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're all in little parts, and I just have to put them as a whole. Because I feel like when it comes to our psychological like part of our lives, there's a lot of things that trauma is trauma, and I will always call it trauma. But I feel like those traumas open doors to things that are not good for us.
Yeah, like coping mechanisms.
Yeah, coping mechanisms, and just like things like, I don't even know how to explain it. This is what I'm saying. Like, I have little parts and I'm trying to put it together.
Yeah,
But it's like I want to explore like how much influence does that psychological piece have to do with opening those doors too.
Well, that's definitely something that we can talk about in the next episode, because I think it's going to be important for people to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of us have addictions that we still fight with, and it doesn't have to be something so. I always like to say there's a lot of sin out there that, first of all, we're all sinners. Let me just put that out there. Like, the moment that we were conceived in our mother's wombs, we were sinners because we are made of flesh. So when I say sin, I don't mean it as in like the person speaking myself is sinless. No, like I am very much including myself in that. But we're all sinners. And I think that a lot of sin is like so in your face, and that's why it's judged more. Like the sin of, replacing who we're supposed to be going to, like our comforter Jesus, with a drug, or the sin of adultery, or the sin of, whatever it is. There are so many things that are so out there and in your face. But then there's other little things that even Christians do that are very sinful. They're also addictions that we just don't put in your face. And I think if you elaborate on what, you might be thinking right now that you're trying to gather your thoughts on, we'll get to those other things that take us to bad behaviors, all that. And the importance that the role that psychology plays, the role that our spiritual lives in God plays, and then how other people in a spiritual way set themselves free, or I don't know. I don't know how that works at all.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of mess to organize in my brain.
Any thoughts behind those eyes, Abraham?
No.
No thoughts behind those eyes.
No thoughts.
Well, I guess let's leave this this episode on a light note. And let me just ask you guys. I don't think anybody knows what our favorite food is. So let's have a little chat about food.
I love food.
Because I'm going to take Abraham to eat with me right now.
No.
Oh my God, whatever. You know what? I quit. I'm driving by myself. I'm going to get something to eat by myself. Because I'm not
My
cooking.
favorite's macaroni and cheese.
That's your favorite food?
Uh-huh.
You're so cute.
I've always loved macaroni and cheese.
From where specifically? Oops, sorry guys.
Weirdly, the worst mac and cheese I've ever tried were in the higher, like classier places.
I agree.
It's where I'm just like,
Try too hard.
They do try too hard, bro. It's just cheese.
It's just mac and cheese. Maybe my favorite. I don't know if I have like a favorite place. I just love eating mac and cheese. Literally. Where did I recently go? We went to Golden Corral.
It's good there.
Yeah, and I remember I would like go grab the whole bunch of mac and cheese. I'm
Open
like,
your
this
phone.
is great.
I have to give you a recommendation.
Okay.
This is so good. And so this is a place. It's called Everdean's in downtown Naperville. You have to go. They have mac and cheese. Are you gonna get a car?
Oh, we were looking at cars. I'm not gonna get one, but we were looking at them.
Not me being a chismosa. This is why what we talked about in the last episode that I hacked her account. I need to stop that. This place, you need to go. They have just mac and cheese.
Oh, that sounds good.
And then they have a mac and cheese sandwich. And then you can have a side of tomato soup to dip it in. It is.
That sounds like my cup of tea.
With this weather,
yes.
incredible.
I remember when I was working in Chicago, there was a place that I was always going to on my way from work.
Yes.
It was called, I don't know. It was like Mac and, I don't know, but
Mac
it was,
and Jack. You told us about it.
it was so good.
That's not what it's called. I'm kidding.
It was so good. They had all types and sorts of mac and cheese. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Delicious.
Yep, that's my favorite dish.
Even Kraft mac and cheese is good.
It is. Yeah.
Abraham, what's your favorite food?
Probably just a burrito.
I'm not surprised. Wait, I was going to say, if he says anything that's not Mexican, he's lying.
That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, you can have all kinds of burritos. Breakfast burrito.
That's true. I had a really
It's just
nasty
a nice-
burrito once.
Just a nice vessel, of food.
In a nice vessel of food.
That sounds yummy.
Do you like Chipotle?
So it just depends which one.
It's good.
Sometimes it's hit or miss.
The one in in Yorkville is always good.
Yorkville.
The new one.
I
Chipotle
don't live
is
in
yummy.
Yorkville.
Yeah, but you drive there, buy
Okay,
there
you
every
think I
day.
drive there to get Chipotle?
But you should.
Chipotle.
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 All right. Well,
Capital.
I'm gonna. What the? I'm totally gonna be a loser on you guys because I don't have a favorite food.
Bruh.
No, I
Nothing.
don't. Well,
Sandwich.
a sandwich.
You like sandwiches?
Well, I can tell you guys my favorite thing that I like to make. It just always hits is a tomato soup, the best ever. Or I think right now my favorite. This is so random. It's just one food and it's not even like a dinner food. My favorite thing right now is calamari.
That's so random.
I know it's random, but it's not just any calamari. It needs to be a good one. And it has to be the kind of calamari that they serve you and they actually give you the little octopus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know you
because
mean.
sometimes there's calamari that's just the
circle.
the ring.
Wasn't that what calamari is?
Yes, but then they give you a mini octopus too.
That's yummy.
That's different.
I like mini octopuses
Isn't it?
with sal
Isn't
limon y
calamari
chile.
like the head?
The head
I guess.
Yeah, it's the head of the. It's a
of the
squid, no?
octopus?
Yeah, squid.
It's a squid.
I
not
said
an octopus.
octopus.
Anyway,
How do you say octopus in Spanish?
pulpo.
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 We should do the no
Pulpo?
SABO kid test.
Oh my gosh, so that's what we're
should do
gonna
that.
do. In the next episode, we're gonna talk about everything that's in Vicky's brain, which I don't even know what to call it until
Me
she
either.
thinks about it. So write it down so you don't forget, because next week she's gonna be like, I forgot. And then
She's gonna forget.
we're also gonna do the no sabo game.
Challenge.
Woohoo! Well, yeah, that was it for today's episode, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for tuning in on this episode of Usually Best of Friends. You can follow us at Usually Best of Friends on every single social media platform except for Facebook. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, where else? YouTube, TikTok.
Apple Podcast.
I said that. Yeah,
Buzzsprout.
Instagram, but they can't follow us on Buzzsprout. Oh
You
my.
can actually.
Anyway, if you follow us on Instagram, we have a link to our link tree, and you can see everything there. But we'll see you guys in the next one.